we're still out here enjoying the grill and the nicer weather here, taking advantage of it. And I just wanted to go over another review I wanted to do. We started another show last night on Amazon Prime, The House of David. This show, there's 3 episodes out right now on Amazon Prime. I don't know how many episodes are in the actual season. And I don't really know what the whole season's going to consist of. But I really liked this show. It pulled me in. It kept my attention. I thought the story and how they handled it, how they brought the stories to life was phenomenal. I felt like they stayed pretty true to the Bible and what actually happens and what's actually documented in the Bible. It's not really what I expected. There's several storylines that they're explaining and characters that they're showing and developing, and not just David. Actually, this first episode, I kind of felt like David was kind of a side character, kind of pushed to the back. He really didn't have a lot of screen time, but just enough, I think. The other characters, Jonathan and Saul and Samuel, definitely have the majority of the screen time in this show. But I liked it. It was good. I think even if you're not a Christian or a believer, I think there's stuff in this show that you would like. If you like history, I think you would like it. There's some good action. The storytelling is good. The acting's good. I thought the acting was pretty good. Better than what I expected it to be. And it's wrote good. I think the writing's good. The settings are good. Everything. I was pleased with everything on this show. Now going into kind of what happened and some spoilers. It kind of picks up right at the battle with David and Goliath. And then it kind of goes back a year prior to the battle with the Philistines. So you find out that Saul is king and that the armies have just beat the Amalekites. And basically, it's explained that they were told Samuel is the voice of God and had told Saul to destroy the Amalekites, kill everyone, don't leave anyone alive, do not take any goods, don't plunder their villages or anything. And Saul kind of goes against this, and he keeps the king and he keeps some prisoners, and he lets the soldiers kind of take whatever they want, and leaves it up to them to decide whether they want to take something or not. And Jonathan questions this several times throughout the episode. He questions Saul and kind of what he's doing. Saul then erects a altar on a mountain because of the victory, but he doesn't give the glory to God like he was told to or instructed to. He takes all the credit himself, and you kind of see Saul's hubris come out in his pride, that he thinks he's this great king and that he's done everything himself and that God hasn't helped him. And Jonathan questions this and is starting to see this. Then we see that Samuel, we first see him in a mountain, and it's kind of alluded to that people kind of think Samuel's a little bit crazy, maybe kind of a wackadoo, he talks to God, and he's kind of Gandalf-y looking. This kind of show kind of gave me a Lord of the Rings vibe a little bit. And so we see Samuel wake up and God speaking to him that he needs to go talk to Saul. And so that's where it kind of leads into Saul is throwing this party, and because they beat the Amalekites, and he's got the king of the Amalekites in his tent, and they're having this party, and Samuel comes in, and Saul really doesn't want to talk to Samuel. And Samuel says he's defied God, and he questions why the Amalekite king is still alive. And Saul says they need to talk in private. So they go in the back of the tent, and Saul asks Samuel what his God told you, and Samuel says, God told me that he regrets that he made you king, which upsets Saul. And so Saul and Samuel have this conversation, and there starts to be a storm, and wind's blowing, there's lightning, and Samuel is expressing, how Saul has not followed the commands that God's given him. And Saul says, well, I've done everything else but this and this. And Saul says, why don't you stay and sacrifice with us? And Samuel says, what is better, to obey God or to sacrifice to God? And now this is all Old Testament, so it's not New Testament, it's Old Testament. And Samuel tells Saul that God his spirit will not be dwelled in Saul or his family anymore, and that Saul will not be king, that another king will take his place, and that Saul will basically lose his mind. And Saul doesn't like that very well. And so Samuel leaves, and Saul, asks him where he's going, and he says, I'm going to find the true king. And as Samuel's leaving, he walks by the Amalekite king, and he leans down, and the Amalekite whispers something to him, it was in subtitles, but it was something about all the gods have converged here. And Samuel whispers back and says, the God of all gods is here, and he will not be mocked. And then Samuel kills the Amalekite king, and kind of stuns everybody that's in the tent partying. I mean, if you're at a party, this old guy that looks like Gandalf comes in and kills a king, I mean, that's going to shock anybody. So, and then Samuel leaves to go find David. Really, the only screen time David had was at the beginning when we see him challenge Goliath. And then it picks up, we kind of see him as a shepherd, and that there's a lion that is torturing their herd. And David tells his dad that he feels God has a bigger purpose for him than to be just a shepherd. We see him playing the harp, which is going to come into play more later when he gets to be made Saul's harp player. And then it kind of ends with the lion attacks their village and their house and his family, and David goes on a mission to find the lion and kill the lion, which he does. At the end of the episode, you see him come out of the cave where the lion was, and he has the claws from the lion, and he's covered in blood. And then that's kind of where the episode ended at. So I liked it. I thought it was good. It really had everything you'd want. I mean, it really brought the Bible to life. And that's what I liked. And if you've never read the Bible or don't know much about the Bible, this would be a great show to watch, because it definitely really explains everything and breaks it down. You don't really have to have a knowledge of the Bible to understand this. And it was just good, and I liked it. And it's getting kind of smoky because of the grill, but it was good. And like I said, it really shows that, all this stuff is in the Bible. If you didn't know that there is all this stuff in the Bible, I mean, the Bible is almost like a movie. It's got killing, it's got sex, it's got everything that movies have. Great stories and great characters and character development and everything. So, I mean, I'd encourage anybody to check this out, whether you're a Christian or not. And I just enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do with the rest of the season. I really hope they're going to cast David as an adult too, and kind of show the progression of his life through this show, and not just when he was young and fought Goliath, because there's so much more to David than just Goliath. So yeah, that's kind of my review and my take on House of David. I liked it. I thought it was good, and we'll see where it goes. So go check it out if you have not yet. So that's my review on that. If you liked it, if you've watched it, if you're going to check it out, if you've got questions, anything, leave a comment in the comments, like the video, subscribe, share, do all the things that helps. That helps the channel. There's my wife right there. She's being camera shy again. But yeah, we'll see you guys on the next video.